function and pleasure as a medical droid to help and heal human beings.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Star Wars from the Bacta tank. I am doing the backstroke in the Bacta tank. I'm also letting those we installed jets into the Bacta tank, Dave. So now I'm letting it hit my penile area a little bit.
I'm trying to focus, Mike.
Don't judge. Don't judge, though. All right. So today is day number 1 of 5 shows. That's right. Today we start officially our beta test for September, because it is just a beta test. If we end up dying halfway through the month, we're just going to have to give up. Because we don't know. We've never done this before. We've done 4 shows in a row. We've done 5 shows in a row. We've done 8 shows in a month, but never 5 shows. Now, what's 5 shows a week? What's 5? I'm not very good with math, Dave. What's 5 times 4?
That's 20.
So that's 20 shows. That's 20 shows.
I think that shatters our record.
Oh, yeah. And if we get through September unscathed, then we're going to continue. But I do have to say this, full disclosure here. There is a bit of a strategy here. We are trying to monetize this show a bit better. We've been going on 7 years, and ad revenue just isn't cutting it. Yes, it keeps the lights on in the studio, but we need to make that little push. We need to nudge people a little further.
We want more, Mike.
We want more. I need more. Come on, show me that you guys are the listeners you should be. Don't be Anakin. So stupid. So we are actually doing this to kind of nudge people over to our Patreon page. That's right, patreon.com/RainManDigital, because what we're doing is 3 shows will be free on our regular feeds. Nothing's changed. But then we're going to do 2 additional shows. Thursday and Friday show will be available exclusively to our Patreon subscribers, and that's why you need to go over there and pledge $5 a month, and then that will give you access to our 2 additional shows a week. Now, again, I'm not very good at math, Dave, so please help me out here. What's 2 times 4?
That's 8.
Okay. That means they'll get 8 shows on Patreon. So, guys, it's worth it. $5 a month. That helps us continue to do these shows. See, I'd rather do more and make a little more money than just quit altogether. Does that make sense, Dave?
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't make us take our force ball home and just walk away from this.
Yeah, don't make me burn everything down like Bob Iger. Because I will. I'll do it, goddammit. Yeah, so Dave, we do have a lot planned. We have, just in this week alone, we have our Dr. Aphra discussion coming out. We have our Legends Wednesday, which was actually really fun.
I'm really excited for that one, because I know a lot of the fans that we have out there are wanting us to cover the old EU.
Yeah. And plus, we brought on some guests as well, Greg and Lauren.
Yep.
So that'll change things up. And then Thursday, we're not quite sure what we're going to do yet. Either a comic book discussion or a mobile video game discussion where we'll break down the best, latest, and greatest mobile games, what you should be playing, what you shouldn't play. Just don't even download it on your app, because we're going to probably We're probably going to stick exclusively to the mobile game side of things. Because in 2013, when Disney got bought out, or when not Disney, they didn't get bought out. When Lucasfilm got bought out by Disney, there was just an onslaught of mobile game releases, and some were really good, some weren't as good, and since then, since 2013, 2014, a lot of them have been canceled.
It's been a mixed bag.
They've just been closed down. But there are a few that have remained strong with a very loyal player base, and we're probably going to get into those and talk about the ups and downs, or the pros and cons, I should say, Dave. Now, on to other news, Dave. Let's just get right into this. It seems like Disney can't get a break. They can't get a break. It seems like they are cursed from the Star Wars front, because This weekend, Dave, again, we're recording before the show comes out, so it had passed now.
Yes.
Hopefully, Florida is still intact because a hurricane is hitting the area. And, Dave, this is the weekend that Galaxy's Edge was supposed to premiere and open in Disney World. The biggest amusement park, the busiest and most lucrative amusement park, I believe, in the entire world. And they thought they were going to do the money dance. They thought they're going to be laughing their way to the bank. Bob Iger, once again, has failed. Because of Mother Nature this time, Dave.
Because God doesn't like you.
Yeah, what's up with this? What is going on over there, Dave? I mean, what do you think's happening?
You know,
Oh, look, here's live footage, actually. We went into the future and got live footage.
Oh, look at the sucking tauntaun. It's so sad.
Intoxicated. If you're suffering as much as I am, please tell me.
That's Bob Iger.
That's all.
Yeah, hey, Bob, so we're going to interview you right now in the middle of the hurricane. Is that okay?
It's not fair.
Yeah, just come on, Bob. Just deal with us. We're going to have a few questions for us. Now, how do you feel the fact that, once again, you're probably not going to be able to make a lot of money on opening weekend? How do you feel about that? Go ahead. Go ahead. Don't let the wind and the rain slow you down or slow your responses.
It sounds like it's picking
It's
up.
unfair.
You already said that once. Now tell us the truth.
What have I done?
So stupid. Yeah, dude, they can't get a break, man.
They can't get a break. It's so sad, too, because, like, apparently they had a really great turnout and lines were there to see Galaxy's Edge. And then the hurricane warning came in.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
No, yeah, you should. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny.
Because, you know, people getting
Lando thinks it's funny.
in a hurricane is a dangerous thing. It is a dangerous thing.
Well, go home.
Honestly, I'm really sorry that basically
I'm sorry.
God just doesn't like you.
This deal is getting worse all the time.
That's what Bob Iger is saying.
Oh, yeah.
He's all this $4 billion is going to be the death of me. God damn it. It's not worth it. Can you take it back, George? I hate the fans. I hate Mother Nature.
Meanwhile, George is in Skywalker Ranch just lounging in his underwear.
Yeah,
just
he's-
going, yeah.
Yeah,
thank
he's
you.
lounging in his Chewbacca boxers, letting his dick hang out from a little open slit, getting his penile sucked from his hot wife, while he's laughing at Bob Iger.
That's George Lucas.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Now, we are going to get into some Expo news. I know our last discussion, we weren't able to get through all of it. It was just part one. This will be part two, our official part two of the Expo Extravaganza 2019 D23. All right, so the things that we did not get into because it was released after we had recorded our broadcast, Dave. Star Wars Episode 9, the Rise of Skywalker poster has been dropped on us, as well as the Episode 9 sizzle reel. It is not a trailer. I see a lot of people posting things. Oh, check out the new Episode 9 trailer. It's not a trailer. It's a sizzle reel. It was there. It was put together, I should say, for the purposes of the D23 Expo to create excitement. A lot of expos or conventions, Dave, Comic-Cons, they do very similar things. They create sizzle reels to basically give the fans something to see. And at the end of the sizzle reel, we received about, maybe 90 seconds of never seen footage for Episode 9, right?
Yeah, about 90 seconds.
Yeah, and there's a lot going on in that 90 seconds. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining because it's a sizzle reel. I was fucking stoked with a lot of the imagery, the implications of various scenes.
But because it's a sizzle reel, they're not giving us any details of the movie. It's just basically these really nice shots.
Yeah, because I know I heard a few people saying, well, we don't even know what the story's really going to be about, and they're not giving us anything yet. I'm like, well, that's just because it's not a trailer.
It's not a trailer.
It's
a
not
sizzle
a
reel.
trailer. It's a sizzle reel. However, the sizzle reel did leave us with a lot to speculate, which should be the purpose of any marketing material, right? Any promotional material that you're putting out, it should evoke discussion.
Yes.
And that sizzle reel took the internet by storm. I still don't think it registered or trended as much as The Mandalorian did. I think that was the winner of the weekend.
I do believe The Mandalorian was the winner of the weekend.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
I think we can say without a doubt. It was definitely the winner of the weekend.
Because you can sense that basically there's more excitement on The Mandalorian than there is about Episode 9.
Why do you think that's the case?
I honestly think it's partly the fans.
Do you think it's also because it's something entirely new
Yes.
and we have no idea what to expect from it?
That's it. It's entirely new. There's something different about it. I mean, if you look at The Mandalorian and ask anyone to watch it, they would basically say this is something they never thought they'd see in Star Wars. Yes, it is a bounty hunter-esque type of series
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with the Jedis, nothing to do with Skywalker. It just centers around this one mysterious character.
Yeah, I think that's what the series has going for more than anything. Yes, it's the uber famous Mandalorians that a lot of fans cling to or gravitate to, I should say. But yes, Dave, I think the biggest reason why this is going to resonate or has resonated, and it was definitely the winner of this year's D23 Expo, is because it's new. We just don't know what to expect, which that Filoni and Jon Favreau have that going for them.
Yes.
Number one, we already know it's going to be great because those two get it. They understand Star Wars, especially Dave Filoni. But the thing they have going for them is that there are no expectations.
Yes, there's no expectations on this.
Except, hey, give us a good story. That's the amount. That sums up the expectations. Give us a good story. There's no other fan wants. There's no other. Well, that wouldn't really happen because of this. There's no characters that we have come to love, and we all have our personal opinions on how their stories should come about. This is fresh territory.
And honestly, if you look at what, yes, they've released that one trailer of Episode 9 a while ago, where we get to see basically the famous trailer that has the Emperor's laugh in the end. That was awesome. But if you compare Mandalorian to what they've given Episode 9 in terms of like setup, they've done it classically with Mandalorian, and it's working because you set out this trailer that basically gives off this mystery, this hype about a mysterious character, kind of alludes to like what kind of story we're going to get. Not the story itself, but what type of story
We understand what world we're going to be in.
What world we're in.
That's what we get. And that's, in my opinion, that's a perfect trailer. I don't need
It's
to see
a perfect trailer.
I don't need to see anything else when it comes to The Mandalorian until the premiere, honestly. I don't need another trailer. Maybe if you want to do a couple promo spots for TV, 30-second promo spots, fine. But in terms of my excitement and what I want, I don't need anything else. I get what the story's about. It looks great. The production design, the cinematography, the overall vibe, they sold all of it in just that one trailer.
In that one trailer. And then if you compare it to the sizzle reel, yes, that extra 90 seconds of footage was great, but what did it really ultimately hype us up for in the movie? We're going to see C-3PO again. Yay. We're going to see Rey again. Yay. We're going to see Finn again.
But
Yay.
she's got a double lightsaber like Darth Maul. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. But there's no
that's
context.
not exciting?
There's no context behind it. That's the thing.
But Dave, we don't need context from a sizzle reel or a trailer because the fans will just make it up, which is what they did with this sizzle reel. I mean, I saw so many people saying, "Oh my God, Rey's going to go full Sith," and maybe it's my hatred of people. I don't know, but I found my heart rate going up, my blood pressure rising every time I saw posts like that. I'm like, listen.
I knew that your blood pressure would go up.
I'm like, guys, are you that dull? You really think Disney, in their marketing prowess, you honestly think that they're going to put a major story twist in a fucking sizzle reel? They're not.
They're not.
And that alone, though, Dave, also irks me because now I know what not to expect.
Exactly.
I want to go into that movie thinking that she might, even though I highly doubt they would do that. but I want to go in there thinking she might. Now, because they showed it, I know she's not.
And she's not. Or okay, so we saw this, great. And it's almost, it is the polar opposite of the Mandalorian, where the Mandalorian, it was, they hyped it up through mystery, but they still gave us enough context and enough substance in the trailer for us to understand the story. And yes,
I want more.
Yes, Mr. Iger, but like with the sizzle reel, I was like you. I wasn't expecting much because automatically they mentioned sizzle reel. Okay, so we're just gonna get this kind of fluff,
right? But well, exactly right, Dave. That's what a sizzle reel is. It's fluff. It's all style, no substance.
No style, no substance.
That's the entire point of a sizzle reel. So I didn't expect much, so that's why I was okay with this. I know some people were a little upset saying, well, we still don't know what's going on. This isn't a proper trailer. I'm like, you're fucking right. It's not a proper trailer. It says it. It's a sizzle reel.
Yeah, it's a sizzle
But
reel.
that being said, it being all style, no substance, we did get a lot of style and a lot of moments that we can speculate about. So let's briefly, Dave, we're not going to play the sizzle reel on the air like we did with The Mandalorian. Let's just go through the more relevant moments, okay?
Okay.
Number one, J.J. Abrams has mentioned numerous times that he wants to bring the core characters back together in a very Luke, Leia, Han Solo type fashion. He wants to bring them all together on a mission in the classic Star Wars fashion, which, yeah, we need to see the crew together. We have not seen them together yet. So as we saw in the sizzle reel, we see Rey, Poe, and Finn, Chewie, and C-3PO all together in one scene, which made a lot of fans happy. I know, being a Star Wars fan, I grinned at that part because you want to see your team together because that's what Star Wars has always been, at least the Skywalker saga. You have your crew, your motley crew teaming up for an adventure. It takes us back to the days of the serials, which is what Star Wars is based on, much of it. So that is definitely a cool aspect. Another big highlight is, of course, Carrie Fisher's moment, Princess Leia. I don't think that came as a surprise to us. I know when I showed my mom the reel, she oh, she's in it, because I guess some of the mainstream just assume, hey, she died, there's no way she can be in it. But us being Star Wars fans and being very tapped into the Star Wars fandom, we were well aware that they were using footage from Force Awakens and Last Jedi that did not find itself into those movies, and they managed to rework much of that to give her a proper send-off in this movie, and so that the film doesn't feel kind of absent or strange, or I'm sorry, Leia wouldn't feel absent as they just remove her completely out of the movie. Now, the thing that is really interesting about this, Dave, is JJ has said that Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, is the heart of this story. She's at the center. She's the foundation. That's an interesting thought.
It is.
Or I should say, that's an interesting element. Because there must be a whole lot of footage, or they did some really good pacing with that editing.
They had to.
Yeah, I mean, even if she's at just the beginning as a way to start it off, to move our characters into place, I feel like that would also be fitting for Princess Leia's return. So it's going to be fun.
And possible exit.
You're right. So it's going to be fun to see how they make that work. We also saw about 100 Star Destroyers up in the sky. So
that was cool.
I think we can all assume that we're going to have a big-ass fucking battle. We saw C-3PO with red eyes, according to various people. I just thought it was an angle and a trick of the light. We have seen his eyes glow before, so we will see if that's actually a thing or if people are just making it bigger than it is. What do you think, Dave? Do you think the C-3PO thing in his eyes is a big deal?
I'm really surprised that everyone's making a big deal about it.
I was too.
Because I was like, okay, it's C-3PO with red eyes.
Yeah, I just thought it was
He can't change his eyes.
Well, not only that, if you remember New Hope, he was in the dark.
Yeah.
And his eyes glowed a very dark, dingy reddish orange.
What happens if it's in that context
Yeah. So we'll see.
It's possibly the way it's shot.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I really did like, the style of the sizzle reel. If you noticed when before they showed the gigantic Imperial fleet
Mm-hmm.
in the storm,
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden right before that they showed the Rebel Alliance or the Resistance, and it's this small ragtag
Yeah.
band of ships. It's not like these gigantic.
This isn't prequel
Epic
era.
ships.
This isn't a.
Yeah.
This is an all-out war.
And I like the fact that basically
The
we got
underdog, right?
something. Yeah, they showed the Resistance as the underdog again, and at the end of the day, this is what it has to lead up to. It has to lead up to the Resistance versus the First Order.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really psyched to see what they do for air battles
Yeah, air battles.
or space battles.
I was like, air. What are air battles? Is that like air fucking, or is that like playing the air guitar?
air guitar, but space battles. Space battles.
Yeah. So also we received a weapon of mass destruction. It
We
looked
think.
like some type of super weapon.
Yeah.
We already know that based on some leaked art design that there's something that almost resembles the World Devastators. Do you remember we
covered that a
talked
while
about
ago.
that? And if you remember, the World Devastators were actually from the now retconned Dark Horse comic book series Dark Empire. But I want to say they leaked those art designs leaked about almost a year ago. And someone said, here is a design of a weapon that resembles the World Devastator that they were saying was going to be in episode 9. So maybe that's what we were seeing in this trailer. We also see Rey. Excuse me. Jesus, I'm dying over here. We also see Rey kick some ass, that she's finally looks like she's a very capable Jedi. She has her lightsaber, throws it, and chops down a tree. So that's exciting. We also see a battle between her and Kylo Ren, both of which are very skilled with the lightsaber, it seems. It looks like we're going to get a proper lightsaber battle, Dave.
And the cool thing about that, in that scene, I like the fact that keen-eyed Star Wars fans actually noticed this. Rey has this what looks to be a banner around her wrist that's red.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically pointed out that, okay, she's actually learning the ways of the Jedi, because that's something that is actually in the EU. That's how the Jedis actually teach people, is by colors. They actually have those color bands that represent Padawan to skilled warrior to master.
Interesting.
And a keen-eyed Star Wars fan actually pointed out she has a red band, which is for the master. That means you are a Jedi master at that point.
So you think we're actually going to get a Jedi Master in this? Rey has now, in a year, has become a master.
Well, if you think about it, I mean,
She went from not knowing anything about the Force to full-on Jedi Master.
in the trailer before this.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just...
Yeah. What did Luke say? All our teachings are within you now. Everything we've taught you are within you.
A year? I mean,
That's
look
the
at
thing.
Look at Anakin. He's the chosen one, allegedly, and it took him his entire life.
Entire life to become a Jedi Master.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't mind them doing that, because Luke did essentially the same thing, on Dagobah. But there are canon reasons that I think have been retconned now. But there was a book describing the going-ons of Dagobah and how time goes by very differently in Dagobah, and how in reality he actually was on Dagobah far longer than the outside world moved.
Mm-hmm.
So again, that's getting into some very heavy mysticism of the Force, and I don't know if JJ and Lucasfilm was willing to put that type of stuff into
But if
a
they
movie.
did, I would give them A+ for it. Though.
Yeah, I mean, it would
I'd give
be
them A+ for it.
yeah, it would be an interesting addition to this movie for sure. But we'll see. Either way, I'm excited about the lightsaber battles. That's something that needs to be a part of Star Wars forever, or at least when you're dealing with Jedi, right?
Yeah, because that scene by itself, just them fighting along what looked to be an ocean, was actually pretty epic.
Do you think that's the ruins of the Death Star? It has to be, right?
It has to be, because like from the trailer beforehand, we know that they visit the ruins of a Death Star. So it would only make sense that basically what we saw Kylo Ren and Rey fight on has to be a continuation of that scene.
Yeah. Now, the biggest oh shit moment, Dave, that sent the internet ablaze with banter, speculation, theories. Rey was seen in the final moments of this trailer wielding a double-bladed lightsaber. It's red.
Yes.
She looks dark, and I have to say super hot. God, I love evil-looking women. She looks dark. Dude, Daisy Ridley is steamy anyways, but now with the red lightsaber and the dark robe on, she's pretty fucking hot. I wonder, is she single?
It's the evil that you find attractive.
Can she get back on social media so I can @message her? Like, hi, Daisy Ridley. My name is Michael. Ha, ha, ha. Let's go on a date. So stupid. So, Dave, this cannot be what they're trying to imply here. So, seems like many of my friends agree on my Facebook page when I posted this. Hey, don't be dull. Don't be stupid.
Yes.
Don't be a dummy. This isn't exactly what you think it is. And it seems like a lot of people that aren't dumb are thinking the same thing as I. It has to be a vision sequence or possibly a Dagobah type thing, you know, seeing yourself. Some people are saying it's a clone, and that's how they're going to explain Palpatine's return as well. That is a clone. It would make sense. There should be multiple clones. Some people, their speculation took them back to The Last Jedi and her moment she had in that dark side area where Luke told her not to go. And when she first opened herself to the Force, where did she immediately go? To the dark.
To the dark.
Dave, if anything, this is going to have a lot to do with her background. This movie has to explore who she is. It doesn't mean parentage. I'm not one of those people who think, oh, Rey's parents are important. That isn't important necessarily. But what is important is who she is. Why have we been watching her for the past 3 movies?
Yes.
Why does she matter? Why is she the center of this new storyline that's supposed to be about a Skywalker? It's the Skywalker saga, right? So
yeah.
Why is Rey connected? What's her purpose? And that moment with those double-bladed lightsabers are no doubt a revealing moment. I don't think it's going to be what people are suggesting, but it's definitely going to be one of those moments in the movie that explains a lot.
Yeah, it has to explain something about Rey's character. Because I'm sorry, we've now had 2 movies with this character, and I have no idea of who she is.
Right, Dave. And she, to me, was one of the best things about Force Awakens. I thought she was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then in Last Jedi, Kylo Ren stole all the thunder, which is fine. I think he's a fascinating character.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, Rey was kind of done dirty. Like, her story kind of stutter-stepped. It stalled. There wasn't a lot for her to do.
And we got no character development from Rey.
Yeah. So this movie is very important.
It is.
To flesh out. Well, we already know this movie is important, but for her character alone, they got to spend some time fleshing her out. We don't have time to go to unimportant character arcs that aren't going to matter in the end. We have to focus on fleshing her out.
Mm-hmm.
And this moment here could be a defining aspect for Rey's journey.
And yeah, and it's not saying that Rey's going to fall to the dark side, but it's something, at least when I saw that, I was like, okay, Rey has to be, at least they're trying to show something about Rey in this one. Whether she falls to the dark side, I don't know. I don't care.
Right.
Because, like, I don't want to ruin that surprise. You know, people are constantly saying, oh, she's falling to the dark side. Why are you jumping to that conclusion?
Yeah, because she has red-bladed... Dude, it's deductive reasoning gone awry, Dave. It's all, well, 2 + 2 = 4. You're right, but it's not that simple. You're dealing with addition. We're dealing with algebra here.
Exactly.
Algebraic expressions.
And for me, the fact that they actually at least showed something about Rey at the end of the sizzle reel really got me psyched about the movie, because we're going back to finding out who she is.
It showed us that she is the important part of this movie.
She is the center.
But how they ended it, not with Leia, not with Luke, not with the Emperor, but with her, it drew all of our attention to her, letting the audience know this is her story. And they need to do that.
And they need to do it.
So, all right, We're going to take a quick break, and then when we get back, we're going to jump into some more Star Wars discussion. Discussion? Dave, what's wrong with me? Is it late? Am I tired? Am I drunk? Am I high?
You might be high on death sticks.
Take two. We'll be right back with more Star Wars. All right, welcome back, everybody. Star Wars From the Back to Tank. All right, so if you missed any part of this broadcast, you can always find us on Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify. Just search Star Wars From the Back to Tank. Give us thumbs up, leave us reviews. We need those. The more reviews we get and shares, it helps us become more relevant on the podcast feeds, and we're suggested more to Star Wars fans. So please help us out. Also, Dave, 5 days a week is what we're doing now. That's why I sound a little tired, because we've already recorded our shows for the week, and this is our last one, which is kind of funny. Yeah. So, Dave, I'm exhausted. However, help us out. Head over to patreon.com/RainmanDigital and pledge $5 or more a month. Gain access to more Star Wars discussions. We are going to be doing 3 shows a week here in the regular feed, plus 2 more on Patreon. That's 5 shows a week, David.
Yes.
Are you ready for this, Dave?
Oh, I'm ready for this.
Are you drinking a lot of Gatorade? Get those electrolytes back in your system?
I'm trying to actually get like blue milk.
Blue milk, yeah. All right. I like where your head's at. All right. So let's talk about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. TSA bans Galaxy's Edge thermal detonators, the little sodas.
Why do we live in a stupid world, Michael?
Well, Dave, they resemble a bomb, David. They could be a bomb. TSA banned Star Wars Galaxy's Edge thermal detonator Coke bottles from checked and carry-on luggage. And that's bad news for Star Wars fans who want to bring home the unique bottles of the real thing as souvenirs from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Oh man, I'd be so pissed.
Yeah.
Especially knowing how much you just paid for that. You get to the gate of TSA and they say, "Hey, you got to throw those away. Go F yourself."
Yeah, I would be pretty pissed if I was a Star Wars fan that I spent $5 a pop for those, and no doubt Star Wars.
Even more, dude. It has to be more.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember how much I spent on them, but I know I spent about $30 on 3 or 4 drinks. So, I mean, it's just, when you think about it, a real Star Wars fan is going to do what? Probably buy every version of soda, Sprite, Coke, Diet Coke, all the different brand or all the different flavors, so they can have the variety, right? That's what most Star Wars fans are going to do. And if you just got done dumping $40, $50 on a bunch of drinks so you can bring home the souvenirs, and then you're stuck at TSA at the airport and they're like, yeah, you know what? You're going to have to throw those away. I would be so pissed because they would be asking me to throw away $40.
Yeah. And like, I'm like going, Do people not realize you could take it out and show and see, hey, this is a bottle?
Yeah. Dude, again, Star Wars and Bob Iger can't get a break from the Star Wars
They
side.
can't get a break.
Because this is also going to cut into their profits. Because, like I said, a lot of Star Wars fans may be purchasing those drinks, and not because they need a Coke so bad or Sprite, but because they want the collectible. They want the detonator as a collectible. And now knowing that they can't take them home with them, is anyone going to want to buy those?
Exactly.
Why spend the extra money for a thermal detonator Star Wars Coke when you can't even take it home with you?
You can't take it home.
Yeah.
It
I
makes
think
no
that's a little
sense.
silly, dude. I mean, I understand we need to be safe and this day and age.
But no, dude, there's safe, and then there's let's put you in a plastic bubble.
Right.
And I'm sorry, the TSA is like, let's put you in a plastic bubble. Because, like, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the detonators above your speaker, above your head right now. And I'm like going, yeah, those look completely dangerous. Those look completely dangerous. You know, I should come out and say, oh my God, it's a thermal detonator.
That's what I would say. I'd be like, hey, TSA, you know why you should allow me to bring these with me? Because I'm holding a thermal detonator. And then you'd be arrested. Let me show them on the camera.
But it's ridiculous. I really hope that they clear this up, because there's a lot of it sounds silly. I know a couple of listeners out there probably were making a big deal out of nothing. But honestly, there are people who travel from, like, say, like Europe to come to Galaxy's Edge, and they're expecting to bring home stuff, bring home memories, bring home souvenirs. And you mean to tell me you're going to tell those same people that tried to enjoy their lives that, hey,
It's unfair.
that plastic toy you just bought,
It's not fair.
throw it away.
That would be me at the airport. Like, hey, excuse me, sir, you can't bring those with you because they look a lot like a bomb.
I mean, what's next? What's next? The TSA is going to say, nope, can't bring lightsabers aboard our planes. Really?
Yeah. Dude. It's just one thing after another with
It's one thing
Galaxy's
after
Edge.
another.
They just can't get good press.
Not even.
They had one weekend of positive press when all the celebrities went for the
Yes.
opening day. Then suddenly people were upset about this thing happening, and then people were upset about the next thing happening. And honestly, I mean, I had a pretty good experience for the most part, but since then it seems like it's gone downhill for a lot of people. Things are being stolen. Then they're not making as much money as they had
As they
thought they were
hoped.
going to. Then Disney took a huge hit, which they're blaming part of it on Galaxy's Edge. I mean, dude.
Then they're laying off employees and stuff like that at Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
It's sad, because it's kind of like they can't. You're right. They can't get a break. And you know, at the beginning of the show, I said God doesn't like you.
Yeah.
Well, I guess God isn't a Star Wars fan right
God
now.
isn't on the side of Star Wars.
Yeah.
He's a George Lucas fan. He's really upset that Disney retconned the old EU. He's like,
God
"What-
is the biggest troll.
Yeah. Okay, simmer down. Now, Dave, you want to get angry about something. Star Wars Hotel, okay? Now, this was released also. This bit of information was released at Disney D23 just this past weekend. Okay.
Yes.
Now, we've all heard about this cool resort-style hotel, right, Dave?
Yes.
Okay. We've all been
Fantastic.
excited. I have voiced my thoughts on it various times. I've said I'm going to go. I'm going to role play just like they promise you're going to do. But Dave, get this. So they announced the price.
Yes.
Okay, first off, it's called Galactic Star Cruiser, right?
Yes.
The all-new Star Wars vacation experience coming to the Walt Disney World Resort will be named Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. Now, I have to say that it is awesome. It is.
Yes. The Halcyon. That's what they called the ship. Is
Yes.
the Halcyon.
It's awesome, Dave, but it's not $3,300 a night awesome.
Ta-da!
Yeah. Go fuck yourself, Disney. Dude, $3,000, not per room. Let's say you want to take some friends with you.
Yes.
Okay, like, hey, Dave, you want to go hang out at the no homo here? Don't touch me at night. We're gonna have separate Bacta tanks. But hey, let's go to the resort. Let's report on it for the show, and we'll just stay in the same room, save some money, right?
Yeah. Sounds easy.
Guess what? $3,300 a night per person.
Yes.
Per person, David.
And Mike, remember, I remember.
You know what, Dave? If they expect me to pay $3,000 per night, I better get a fucking blowjob as well. I want a hot Twi'lek giving me a lap dance, blowing me, while a Wookiee cleans up afterwards.
Because you do realize, put this into context. Okay, when you went, I remember you told me you spent
It's
close
unfair.
to $5,000, right?
Yeah.
Close to $5,000. Now add 3,000 to that.
Yeah. No, it's just not going to happen.
And then on top of that,
who's going to this, Dave? There's already discussion on social media. Okay, I was actually a part of this discussion on Twitter. There was a lot of Star Wars fans who have not made it out to Galaxy's Edge because they said it's very expensive, the trip. And they've heard that it's also expensive to have fun because it's shopping, essentially,
Yes.
like I said.
It is.
They weren't talking negatively about it. They just said that they are trying to save up money. They're trying to save up money, Dave, for about $150 to $200 for gas, okay, for a tank of gas to get there, wherever they're coming from. Maybe
Okay.
even $400, right?
yeah.
Okay, then $20 for a ticket. If people are scraping to get $500 together, who the fuck is going to go to this resort unless you're part of an elite class? They realize that most people aren't going to be doing this, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to spend $3,000 a night on a real resort.
On a real resort.
I want champagne showers, Dave.
Where-
Champagne showers and hotties and lingerie.
I'm sorry. Once you get to the cruiser, I guarantee you, the moment you get inside, there's going to be people saying, "Hey, would you like to buy this? Hey, do you want to experience this? $100, $200."
Yeah, yeah.
And-
This is Bob Iger. This is when he came up with this idea, Dave. This was him in his office with his feet up. He's just like,
And the sad part is with that, all the pictures they showed, there's actually supposedly a casino that you could go to. So you mean to tell me I'm going to spend $3,000 for it to stay?
okay,
Probably close to 5,000.
Dave. All right, hey, Mister, I'm putting together this resort, okay, Dave. And Bob Iger's in his office. I'm Bob Iger, and then there's a guy. He's all, Bob. Hey, a quick question. Can I open your office door? Yeah, go ahead. Come on in. How much money did you want to, do you want to charge people for this resort? He's all, like maybe $1,000 a night. And he's all like, he goes with a higher. 1,500, a little higher.
A little higher.
Oh, okay, 1,800,
higher.
higher.
You gotta go higher.
2,000. He's, are you sure? 2,000? No, higher. Higher.
Add another.
Add another 1,000 to
Add
that.
another 1,000 to that.
And
I'm like, I am truly at a loss of words when I first heard how much it's cost.
Dude, I thought it was a typo, Dave. I thought it was a typo. You sent this to me. You
Yeah.
sent this article to me with like, I think you did an LOL and then sent me the link in the messenger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? This can't be right.
This can't be right, but it is. And I'm like going, part of the experience, the quote unquote experience that you have, you will have.
It
the
better be a
ability
girlfriend experience.
to
I want a
actually-
girlfriend escorting me through the entire event.
You'll actually be able to play a real game of sabacc. And I'm like going, wait a minute. If you're playing sabacc, that means you're gambling. So you want me to gamble too at this place?
Dave, you forgot who came up with this idea.
And one of the things that is so insulting.
Hey, so we're thinking family friendly, right, Bob? If, maybe some toy stands with some dolls. He's all, no. What are you talking? I mean, we need some gambling tables.
We need gambling.
Gambling tables, free drinks, but only if you're spending a $500 minimum. Dude, Bob Iger's thinking way too high.
And the thing is, the most insulting thing that I saw from one of the quotes of the people there, because they were asked, so it's $3,000 a night to stay, and he said, "Well, you are paying for a one-of-a-kind experience."
What an ass.
You motherfucker!
Would you get going, you pirate?
That's what I would have said. That's what I would have said.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, that's like slapping someone in the face with your dick.
Oh, yeah.
That is truly Bob Iger just wiping his dick on.
Dude, this is us. We were super happy when Disney bought Star Wars. You know, we were like,
yeah.
and now it's like,
This deal is getting worse all the time.
Yeah, I'm turning into Lando. I'm like going, this isn't as good as I thought.
yeah.
Shit. But you know what the sad part is? There are people out there that will pay it. They'll pay it. They'll find a way. They will pay it.
Dave, I can afford it. I could go $3,000 a night. I mean, that's not an issue. I mean, yes, it's a lot of fucking money. Don't get me wrong, and I don't want to spend it, and that's the reason why I'm not going. I love Star Wars. I'll dump $400 or $500 on something easy. But $3,000 a night.
Just you saying it
Dude,
makes me laugh.
it doesn't sound real. Every time I
Doesn't
say
sound
it,
real.
Dave, I don't believe it.
It doesn't sound
1, 2,
real.
3, wake up. This can't be happening. Dave, they're going to drop the price.
They have to.
Dave,
Especially
okay, Galaxy's Edge didn't work out for them the way they wanted. You think someone's going to be like, yeah, $3,000 a night. Hey, baller status. No, again, Star Wars for the most part, or I should say Disney World for the most part, is a family thing. You're not taking, fresh, young, hip, Wall Street elite. They're not going to Disney World and partying at Disney's resorts. The people that are going are family.
our family people.
Are family people. That means $3,000 times their whole herd of people. It's ridiculous.
And if it doesn't even, can you imagine if it doesn't live up to that experience?
Yeah. Well,
If you were, I want you to put you in this hypothetical, Mike.
okay.
If you spent $3,000 and you go to the Star Cruiser, and you find out the room is really cramped,
Mm-hmm.
room small. Hey, look, in order to get like room service or food, it's an easy $100 a plate. Hey, I'm going to go down to the club. Well, that's an extra $80 if you want to play Savant. I'm sorry. I can imagine you like literally running through the halls, beating people up.
Oh, yeah.
What have I done?
I don't know what they're doing, man. I'm lost for words, Dave. Every time Disney does something right with Star Wars, like with The Mandalorian and the Sizzle Reel, then
Yeah.
suddenly they make these decisions, and I'm fucking baffled.
Because on paper, this is an awesome idea. A battle cruiser,
Yeah.
or not a battle cruiser, a Star Cruiser.
Yeah.
That is freaking cool. I get to go to a resort that basically is stylized after a ship that's in Star Wars. Sure, sign me up. It's just as good as going on to the Millennium Falcon as that at that point. Every Star Wars fan dreams.
Now, so anyone doubt? Whoa, Jesus! Sorry about that. If anyone doubts the cost, this is actually from Yahoo Finance. It's a website I'm actually subscribed to because I work a lot with finance, and I'm a fanboy of finance and money. And this is a legit site, and they are reporting it's $3,300 a night.
A night.
A night.
And remember, it's a 2-day cruise.
Dave, listen, I don't believe in paying for sex, Dave, but I would rather if someone said, hey, give me $3,000 and you can hang out at, the Star Wars Resort in Florida. And then another guy came up to me and said, hey, man, you see that bomb-ass chick over there? Super hot. Looks like Keira Knightley. $3,000 a night. I'd be like, sign me up. I would choose the prostitute over I'd rather pay a prostitute $3,000 for a night that I would never forget.
Oh, Mike, you're not just paying $3,000 because remember, in the article I sent you, it says this is an experience for 2 nights, 2-night adventure. You're not just paying $3,000; you're paying 6.
That's insane. All right, Dave. So we got to change topics here before I get angrier. But okay. So we have time for one more topic, Dave. Why don't you get us into this Marvel news here?
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, let's get us.
All right.
What's happening? There's some new, I guess, a new story unraveling in the final issues
Yes.
of Marvel. Go ahead and fill us in on that.
Okay. Well, this comes from the latest Star Wars Galaxy's Edge comic, and the final issue came out just this past week. And it's supposed to...
Wait, hold on. The final issue came out this week.
Yes.
I thought it's November is when it's wrapped up.
No. That's for the regular Star Wars comic.
Oh, okay. So what title is this?
Let's see. This is Age of Resistance.
Oh, okay. It's an Age of Resistance title. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So the headline says, a chance encounter in this week's Star Wars comic recontextualizes an important Last Jedi relationship. I won't go through the whole article, but basically, summed up, everyone wanted to know why Poe joined the Resistance. Well, you find out that the great purple-haired Admiral Holdo is the one who tricks Poe into joining the Resistance and basically teaches him a lesson of leadership in the very end.
Who wrote this issue? Please tell me it's not.
I pray
Hauser.
to God it's not.
I hope it's not Jodie Hauser.
No, Jody, don't fail me.
Yeah, she seems like she's a little above that. That feels like someone who really liked Last Jedi and were mad at all the people complaining about Poe and what they did with Holdo's character and how annoying she was.
Yes.
For no reason, because she could have been a super interesting character, but instead they just kind of made her obnoxious and uppity for no fucking reason. Just to show that she has power and control over Poe Dameron. It feels like someone was totally up on that idea and loved it, and they wanted to double down just to piss off fans further.
And that's what it sounds. And honestly, that is what this sounds like. Is like they're trying to actually just reopen that wound from Last Jedi, where Poe got turned into a stupid manservant, and don't do this, Poe, because listen to the grown adults. And treated Poe like a freaking child. Well, apparently, that's because Holdo is great, and Holdo planned this whole thing the whole time. And in the...
Yes, this was not written by Jodie Hauser. See, because Jodie Hauser can express liberal thought and progressive thought without being lazy, and this whole entire scenario sounds very lazy.
And that's why I sent it to you, because I was like going... This is just plain damn lazy.
This is Age of Resistance Special #1, right? It's the one shot in the comic book
it's
anthology.
The one shot in the anthology that's supposed to kick off Age of Resistance.
Yeah.
And I'm like going,
what a way to kick it off.
What a way
with
to
a
kick it
kick
off.
to the balls.
And that's what you get. You get a kick to the balls.
Yeah. Well, Dave, I was hoping this was positive news so we can wrap our show up. But you know what? Let's end it positively.
Okay.
Let's end it positive. Is that a right way of saying that? We'll just go with it.
Yes.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to do a review on this issue.
We're going to recontextualize it.
We'll do a review of this. I don't know if it'll be on our regular show or Patreon, but we'll get to it eventually. And that way we can have more solid ground to stand on when we talk about it. Because right now we're kind of being trolly and kind of bashing something based on someone else's review. But let's give it a fair shot. Let's read it and give our honest thoughts on the story.
Yes.
Okay? All right, on that note, this ends day 1 of 5 shows a week, Dave. That's right, 5 shows a week throughout the entire month of September. And if we do well, then we'll continue through October and November and on and on and on. So, Dave, I want to thank everyone for listening. And I want to thank you as well, my friend.
Thank you. May the Force be with us.